Get more information on a possible possum killing and what it has to do with two fraternities on campus.
The TCU football team is on their way to the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl. We take a look back at the Frog season.
We have your news now.
From the Schieffer School of Journalism, this is TCU News Now.
I'm Caressa Bateman.
And I'm Sarah Gomez. Vice Chancellor Kathy Cavanstoll is asking TCU police to look into possible animal abuse on campus. We have Taylor Prater in the newsroom with more.
Thanks, Sarah. Campus officials have been investigating allegations that members of fraternity Sigma Alpha Epsilon killed a possum and threw it at the Delta Tau Delta fraternity house last weekend. TCU Police Chief Steve McGee said Wednesday that members of a fraternity left a bloody possum outside the door of another fraternity house after throwing its dead body around. McGee declined to name the fraternities involved and denied earlier allegations that the animal was tortured and killed. DELT President-elect Logan Mims released a statement saying a few DELT members saw other students have an altercation with a small, non-domesticated animal, but did not identify those students as fraternity members. Mims said the fraternity is cooperating with campus officials on the matter. SAE President Buddy Caruth said the situation never happened, writing in an email to TCU 360, "My answer for you is no. We do not have a statement to give regarding the incident. Why would we? Nothing happened." Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs Kathy Cavanstoll wrote in an email that she asked McGee to investigate the situation and is working with fraternity and sorority life coordinators to ensure that both fraternities are learning to deal with their differences. Back to you in the studio.
8 people were arrested during February's drug bust have received probation. 3 people received 4 years probation. 4 people received 3 years probation. David Yendry Jr. received 3.5 years probation. They must stay out of trouble with the law and may be required to do community service or to attend counseling.
When you come back from Christmas break, you'll see a new construction site on campus. Morgan Welch has more on the building that some students say needs more room.
Narrow hallways, overfilled classrooms, and too many students. These are the things the students who use the Annie Richardson Bass Building will not have to worry about in the fall of 2014. The addition and renovation of the Bass Building will directly affect nursing students by allowing them more space to have real-life hospital practice in their simulation labs.
It's especially become problematic in our labs because we're in fundamentals lab all the time and they're limited to how many students they can have in each one.
Bass Building needs more room without a doubt because there are a lot of other programs in Bass other than nursing. I know like social work is in here as well, and so nursing students need more room to practice.
We don't always have enough desks in our classrooms for all the students. You know, the program is getting bigger, it's more well known now, and those are all great things, but you know, sometimes our classes are really crowded.
The simulation labs help students prepare for hospital work by using real equipment and working on practice mannequins.
Simulation education is a trend and continuing to grow in its popularity and in its requirements basically for clinical education in health professions programs.
The current lab has outdated equipment and does not have enough room to hold all 700 nursing students. The new addition will have 2 whole floors dedicated to just the nursing labs.
Get into actual nursing, there's a lot more technology and computerized things, and right now in the Bass Building we're still doing like paper charting and things like that rather than electronic charting.
I think it just really helps you prepare you for the actual hospital experience. So having the same technology used in the hospitals, it's just going to make us more confident.
Junior Annie Bowe said the simulation labs are what set TCU's nursing program apart from the other programs she looked at.
And not all universities are blessed enough to have such an enhanced and diverse sim lab like we have.
Dean Paulette Burns said the addition of the new and larger simulation lab is crucial for nursing education.
There's been a nursing shortage that's been going on for about the last 10 or 12, 15 years, and all programs across the country have increased their numbers of students in those programs, and TCU is the same way. We've more than tripled our number of students in our undergraduate program since the year 2001.
The building will have a 70% increase in the space availability for students and faculty.
Get oxygen. I'm gonna lower the.
Morgan Welch, TCU News Now.
No pulse.
The addition of the Bass building will be in the current parking lot in between the building and Dan Rogers.
Country music singer Daryl Dodd performed at the final Texas Music Tuesday of the semester. Dodd sang his 2011 hit, Baby Where's My Bottle. Those who attended received free hot chocolate, hot dogs, and s'mores.
A former president of Nigeria shared his take on democracy in the 4th Vicente Fox Forum. Olusegun Obasanjo is also credited with being the first military leader in Africa to give power to civilian rule.
Also allows people to have a feeling of a stake in how they are ruled.
University students and faculty and students from 16 local high schools attended the speech. One TCU student is spending her finals week making jewelry in order to raise money to travel the world. Lindsay Evans explains what Go rings are.
It's the final hour before finals week, and Darcy Nicholson is laboring at her desk. But she's not working on homework. Nicholson is creating rings from brass wire. She calls them Go rings, and they sell for $15.
I've sold about 125.
Though she is working on a degree in strategic communication, she's not working towards a career in it, at least not for next year.
After college, everybody gets in a big bind about what are you doing next? What's happening next year? And I want to do what I love after college. And so for me, I totally caught the travel bug. And
while many students are stressing about making an A, Nicholson is working to raise $15,500 in order to go on an extended mission trip next July.
And then I heard about this organization called the World Race. And so it's a 11-month mission trip to 11 different countries. So my route is going to be Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, the Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia, India, Nepal, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya.
Like a good honor roll student during finals, she's working hard and is already seeing it pay off.
It's been about 2 weeks of I'm doing this. I'm in it to win it. And so since then I've made about $2,000.
With each spool of wire costing just over $2, around 2 minutes of labor, and $15 for each ring, Nicholson's rings are selling quickly and turning over a high profit for her missions fund.
2 weeks ago, I bought some wire and just started tooling around, and then it came up with this ring. It's gained symbolism. It goes around 11 times, representing the 11 countries that I'm going to be working and serving in. And it binds 7 times, representing the 7 team members that I'm going to be working and serving with.
Nicholson's only form of advertisement has been through Instagram, and she now has an online purchase site through Etsy.com.
It is so cool to see how people that I don't even know are swooping into support.
Her rings are serving their purpose to bring in a profit and pass along her passion.
So I just wanted to support her, and it just kind of makes me look forward to one day when I get to go on my mission trip.
And with each ring comes a message.
Your support literally means the world to me. Love, Darcy.
Lindsay Evans, TCU News Now.
Rings can be purchased online at Etsy.com. Search Go Rings.
TCU's Black Student Association hosted a fashion show to help earn money to attend the Big 12 Leadership Conference at Kansas State in July. BSA's goal amount is $10,000 and would use the money to pay for the members' travel expenses. BSA said the conference would help them better guide the organization and Black student population on campus.
A new group is seeking to improve how organizations on campus interact. The Council of Student Leaders wants each group to have a place where they can voice concerns about various issues. The council will have monthly meetings.
An interfaith organization gave away more than 1,500 books. Taylor Prater tells you who benefited from the books that some students donated.
Reading is very important. Very important. And it's a lot of fun too, isn't it?
Food, fun, 1,500 books. Just some of the things children and families at the Better Together reading party got to experience Monday night in White Settlement ISD.
Raise your hand if you want a ticket. At least one ticket.
And all for one small red ticket, exchangeable for any book in the TCU Interfaith Group's bookstore, put together at a campus book drive in October. This was all done in collaboration with Tarrant Literacy Coalition, which worked with Better Together to help promote literacy in Tarrant County. Students in the coalition's GED program, which prepares them for the GED test and better job perspectives, brought their children to the event to show them the importance of education early on.
I think it's important for them, and I know reading is a very, very good thing.
Book characters like Belle, Cinderella, and Katniss Everdeen got the kids in the book reading spirit with a night of snacks and games, with the goal of getting that ticket to shop and enter a raffle for backpacks full of school supplies. Tarrant Literacy Coalition Executive Director Katherine Thompson said working with Better Together made the event a bigger success and helped influence the families on a larger level.
Probably the most common reason that we hear when people say why they've made the decision now to enroll in class is that they realize it's going to impact their children.
Each family left with as many as 4 or 5 books per child, including a secret stack of books provided by both organizations for families to put underneath their Christmas trees.
I loved seeing all the kids with their books at the end. It was such a heartwarming experience just to see how excited they were, and they were just so taken by those books, and that was just an amazing thing for me.
As for Better Together, Wells said she hopes to continue raising awareness on campus about what the organization does for the community. Taylor Prater, TCU News Now.
To see photos from the event, go to tcu360.com and search Reading Party.
Luis Ortiz is in the studio with some updates on TCU athletics.
Thanks, Sarah. TCU fell to Oklahoma after a 24-17 loss on Saturday. TCU has lost all 4 of its conference home games, but won 4 on the road.
The Horned Frog offense was stagnant in the first half as it punted on its first 6 possessions. Oklahoma went into halftime with a 14-7 lead after 2 first-half passing touchdowns by quarterback Landry Jones. TCU's defense and special teams kept the team in the game throughout, as Sam Carter's interception and a recovered fumble each put the Frogs' offense in striking distance. The Sooners gained 66 of their 412 total yards on a Damian Williams rushing touchdown to open the second half. Brandon Carter found the end zone on an 80-yard catch and run, and the 2 teams traded field goals to bring it to the final possession with TCU down by a touchdown.
Had a chance to win the ball game. Pretty much sums it up. Simple as that.
This Trayvon Boykin touchdown was called back because of a holding penalty, and the Sooners' win was sealed by an incompletion in the end zone on TCU's final play. The loss moves TCU's record to 7-5. That record and a 5th-place finish in the Big 12 land the Frogs in the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl played at Sun Devil Stadium. TCU head coach Gary Patterson said he is happy to be returning to Arizona. The Horned Frogs have not played in Arizona since the 2010 Fiesta Bowl. Landon Hoff, TCU News Now.
The women's basketball team beat the Houston Cougars 60-51. With the win, TCU broke Houston's 4-game streak and improved to 3-2. The Frogs take on Texas A&M December 8th in College Station. The men's basketball team didn't have the same luck against the Cougars, losing 54-48 Tuesday. The loss dropped TCU's season record to 6-3. The team heads to Tulsa Saturday to take on the Hurricanes. The game will begin at noon and will be televised live by Fox Sports Southwest. The TCU swimming and diving teams posted 13 NCAA B cuts and saw many personal bests across a 3-day competition over the weekend at the USA Swimming Winter National Championships. The Horned Frogs will return to action December 15th through the 17th at San Antonio Classic. That's it for sports. Back to you guys.
The TCU OU football game was Senior Day. Multiple seniors were recognized. Before the game, 250 seniors were asked to go onto the field to celebrate, forming a human tunnel the football team ran through. The crowd of 47,000 people celebrated the seniors' accomplishments.
Not only are the football players being recognized on the field, but dance majors are as well. Senior dance and ballet majors designed an entire show from start to finish. The students choreographed dances, created costumes, and publicized the show.
An on-campus doctor is preparing to make health center visits easier. Stefan Nixon is in the studio to tell us more about how he plans on using technology to do so.
Thanks, Caressa. A trip to the TCU Health Center on campus is one that most students hope they never have to take. Meet the man who's making our visit a bit more efficient. Dr. Matthew Murray knew he was bound to become a doctor when he was in high school. Dr. Murray graduated from the University of Nebraska College of Medicine, Omaha, in 1986. And after more training in the profession, he came to work in Fort Worth for Cook Children's Hospital for 17 years. In 2009, Murray decided to leave his job and was hired by TCU as a staff physician in the health center.
Now, what you're seeing here is what I want to get rid of, writing prescriptions.
Murray is part of a HIT initiative that is headed by the North Texas Regional Extension Center. The NTREC is a federally funded program that is a byproduct of the Recovery Act of 2009. The hope of these efforts is to increase the efficiency and quality of Texas healthcare by allowing doctors to access the patient's medical files via internet. Murray and his colleagues have worked together to teach physicians how to select and use electronic medical records. He has assisted in writing articles, hosting webinars, and presentations to express the importance of EMRs.
Medicine's undergoing not only healthcare reform, but a transition into the electronic era. And it's exciting to see the fruits of the labors done by many people to actually help millions of patients. So that's what motivates me.
Murray says a major holdup for most physicians is the program's expense and its tedious effort to manage.
Physicians do not have the technical expertise or the administrative expertise to do, nor the time to do that themselves.
Dr. Murray's efforts have enrolled more than 1,500 doctors in North Texas to implement electronic medical records into their systems.
You know, we've gone from 40% in 2009 to over 60% of physicians are now using electronic health records.
Murray says he has proposed EMRs to the TCU Health Center, but it has not yet been implemented. Dr. Murray says he believes electronic medical records are the way of the future.
You know, I think that's really great for students who are coming from out of state to get their records, you know, to the doctors easily and everything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It seems very convenient, especially for out-of-state students.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. This helps on me.
Well, that's all the news we have for you today. I'm Caressa Bateman.
And I'm Sarah Gomez. Be sure to follow TCU 360 on Twitter and Facebook during the break for news on and around campus.